Okay, Shalom, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Rakakwadash. Kohaloyim La Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles, to our elders, a great millstone who rule well, that by the Spirit taught us his beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. Jachanan the Waf is coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And this is an article from Al Jazeera. It says the mask is off. Gaza has exposed the hypocrisy of international law. It is no longer possible to claim international law is supreme and applies equally to everyone. And I mean, that's something that everybody knows anyway. If you don't know, I mean, then shame on you. Because we understand that these systems, this whole globe, and when it comes to international law, if it's not benefiting him, then it's not even, it's not on the table for real. This is just a front. You know, this is what the serpent does. This is what Satan does. This is what a damn devil does. A deceiver, you know. This is what your adversary will do. Because they painting this picture as if, you know, they're the victim and everyone else is the bad guy. Now, if international law was really in effect, like how they say it is, you know, you would have been had reparations for so-called black people. Considering every other race of people has gotten reparations for, you know, the shit that America or the shit that so-called white people have done to other races of people. And it's only with a large outcry, too, as well. And if you're taking them to court, it'll take a while. You better have some money. That's just like the tribe of Gad. It took them 16 years to just come to a point of getting what money that they did get, you know, as far as like, you know, a lot of the treaties, you know, that haven't been met. But anyway, that's another lesson. But let's go off into some of this. And they've been tearing that damn city up over there, man. They've been tearing that shit up. And I said it from the jump. See, these people are cruel, man. They're cruel. They cut off the water. You know, they've cut off the fuel. They've cut off the food supplies. You have the international community trying to get in there to give, you know, aid or food, you know, things that's needed. Because, you know, it's children and women and you know, elderly and, you know, just people in there in general that just don't have shit to do with it. You know, that's just there, you know. But they like, y'all hand over all the hostages. Y'all do this. They got all these demands and we'll cut your water back on. we'll give you some food. You know, so this man is vicious, man, but it's not surprising to us. We understand this because we do lessons on stuff like this all the time. We understand the enemy. The Lord has shown us the enemy. And it just is what it is, man. And you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you better realize who the enemy is. And it's Esau Edom, man. That's the biblical name for your friendly neighborhood so-called white man. That's their biblical nationality. And they've been doing shit like this for hundreds of years. Anyway, it says the mask that has long obscured the true nature and purpose of international law, the supposed foundation of the current global order, is finally off. As Palestinian cries for help from Gaza remain unanswered, the sinister truth is now undeniable out in the open. International justice, more often than not, is used as a tool to advance imperial interests and not justice. And who do you think is in control of that imperial interest? Come on, man. You know the answer to that, man. It says this was, of course, long known by anyone who has ever examined. I've been saying, and I'm sure a lot of people know this stuff, man. This is not no secret. It's just that, you know, you have a certain people that's in control of the media. They're in control of the news stations, networks, and they're able to push propaganda that they want the whole, you know, world to know. And that's it. You get that one side of the story, and that's it. In the meanwhile, you have journalists, you have people that are actually reporting on these things, but it doesn't make the mainstream. It doesn't get told, but people know. People are not stupid, man. Except for these ones that do really, you know, everything that comes on the fucking TV, they take it as Bible. Anyway, It says, this was, of course, long known by anyone who has ever examined, even superficially, the history of imperialism, from the European scramble for Africa to more recent United States interventions in Latin America. Who are these people? Who are the European scramblers? It's the so-called white man. It says from the European scramble for Africa to more recent United States intervention in Latin America. Who's the United States people that's intervening? The so-called white man. You can't get around it. It's him. He's been doing that shit for a long time. And this is why the world is starting to come up and say, hey, look, man, you are the problem. And they're actually starting to tell on each other. Okay, it says, and trace how that dark past has helped shape the way the world functions at present. Sure, at a first glance, international law appears to be a noble concept, promoting peace, universal application of human rights, cooperation and justice among nations. However, scratch beneath the surface and a different narrative emerges, shaped by the ghost of imperialism past. Just look at how international law was eagerly used and is still being used to defend, heal, and deliver justice to the Ukrainian people in the face of Russian aggression. Now compare that with how the same laws, norms, and principles were reduced to mere footnotes and suggestions in the West's response to the ongoing Israeli assault on the Palestinians. See? There's your hypocrisy right there. And the Lord hates a hypocrite, man. Scripture talks about that. It says the West, led by the United States, clearly only champions adherence to international law and the rules-based global order when it suits its agenda. I just said that. That's the only time you're going to get any type of when it suits their agenda. If it doesn't have anything to do with those NATO nations, or of course, the I ain't gonna even talk about these people right now. They've been going hard though, and I knew it. It says, so how did we get here? For centuries, colonial expansion and exploitation, driven by a thirst for resources and geopolitical dominance, define Western history. Okay, and who are these Westerners? Who are they talking about here? The so-called white man. It says a handful of European states carved the world up between themselves. There you go. Conquering lands, stealing resources, and brutally subjugating and enslaving peoples. Throughout this period of colonial dominance, Western states acted as if sovereignty and self-determination were their natural right and privilege and no one else's. And there you have it. There you have it. Oh, my. Now, I'm not sure if this is an Edomite, but that's writing this story. But more than likely, it's probably not. Either way, because they all kind of have a hand in it. But let's go to Psalms. Chapter 64, verse 8. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And that's what's happening in these end days, man. They're starting to tell on themselves, and they're starting to be told on by their close buddies. And then it's, just the TV, just this whole thing of social media, this whole thing of these news apps. All this stuff is pointing the finger to him as being a problem on the planet. And this is their history. And this is the stuff that they don't want to be taught critical. They're talking about critical race theory. They don't want these things to be taught in their schools. They want people to forget about, okay, we're in power. They don't want nobody to know, well, how did you get in power? And why are you writing all the rules? Why are you writing all the curriculum for the schools? Why are you the one in control of the media? And who can say this and who can say that and who can go this place and can go that place and who can be in control of, who can make military weapons and who can be in control of passports and birth certificates and social security numbers and all this shit, man. It's them. It is actually them, man. And you can't get around it. It's no way that they can. See, they've been trying to dodge that for a long time. But that social media been on their ass, man. Right? Let's see what else they're saying in here. The two world wars, which devastated European powers and sped up the deterioration of their control over most of their colonial territories, disturbed this unjust and untenable status quo. And see, they're going to fall even further, though. See, this right here is the ultimate fall for them right here. These last days, hey, when the Lord is doing the ultimate 1-2 on their asses, man, with the uppercut, the hook, you know, if it was MMA, the submission, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, they getting that business right now. It says in the late 1940s, with European states struggling to rebuild and national independence movements in Africa and beyond gaining pace, a new rule-based international order began to take shape, and concepts like human rights and rights to self-determination of nations started to be codified in law. And see, that's when they come with the slippery tongue. That's why the scripture says to never trust thine enemy. You're not supposed to trust this man. Matter of fact, let me get that. Because this is the type of shit that they come with. Oh, yeah, well, you know, the world is growing, and, you know, everyone deserves to prosper, and everyone deserves a chance at life, and this American dream, or whatever damn dream they offering. Everything is, you know, we love everybody, and, you know, everyone should be healthy. Everyone should have a right to that. Come on, bro. In the meanwhile, they in the backdrop doing all manner of wickedness, man, to the people, man. Writing all kinds of wicked ass decrees in the law. Matter of fact, let me finish this up. I'll grab that script. It says, with the formation of the United Nations and establishment of bodies like the International Court of Justice and the UN Security Council, an illusion was created that these new set of rules apply to everyone, both the powerful Western states and their former colonies, equally and permanently. See? No. You crazy as hell. Now let me get that scripture. You crazy, man. You think that Esau is getting down like that, man. He fronts. He's the king of fronting. He'll put up a great front. No? He'll put up a great front, baby. For real, it's all lights and glitters and shit. Then you get backstage, everybody back there all sloppy. You know, it's nasty as hell, shit all over the floor. In the meanwhile, America's Got Talent all viewed for by millions of viewers. You don't even know that backstage it's all some bullshit. Anyway, Ecclesiasticus 12:10, it says, never trust thine enemy, for like its iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. See? Just like for sure iron is gonna rust, because iron gonna rust if you're not buffing it on a day-to-day basis. It's just that's what it's gonna do. You let it sit for a minute, it get a little bit of moisture to it. You just let it sit, it's gonna rust. That's just what it does. You can bring it back to life. You know what I'm saying? You can refurbish it, but it's gonna rust eventually. So it says, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So which means that he's gonna eventually show you who he really is. He's gonna show you how wicked he really is. See? You get to talking that international law and, you know, it's inhumane of what you're doing. And these people really don't give a shit about no damn Palestinians. Get the hell out of here. They setting up to have some goddamn golf courses and fucking high rises probably set up. They probably already setting up to put some damn high rises on that Gaza Strip, man. They don't give a shit. Get the hell out of here, man. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So, hey, he's eventually going to show you who he really is, man. He's a snake. He's going to bite. See, you might be okay around a snake that's full. He already got a rodent in his belly. You know, he's swallowing down a damn anaconda. He's swallowing down a whole goddamn cow. You'll be all right until he get done with that. But eventually, he's gonna get hungry again. Anyway, yeah, Esau being put on blast right now, man. As a nation of people, they're being put on blast. It says, while promoting the idea of national sovereignty and human rights on the surface, however, Western powers continued their habit of controlling, stealing from, and exploiting other nations. They started to use this newly crafted rules-based order to covertly further their colonial policies and hinder similar efforts by their rivals. An initial test of international law and the institution established to preserve it came in the Anglo-Iranian oil company case before the International Court of Justice in the early 1950s, When the results did not serve imperial interests, the U.S. and the U.K. initiated Operation Ajax. Let's see what that's about. The U.S. also wreaked havoc in Latin America. Oh yeah, they ain't even talking about what Operation Ajax is. But when it don't fit their interests, they just ignore it. It's not like who has ever been. I think they was trying to get George Bush at one point. It's like an international court that they don't even respect. War crimes that America has committed, they don't respect. America don't respect that international court until it's got something to do with them and their interests. They're not about to say, okay, well, yeah, our guys, they did go overboard. Where's the prison time for these people? No, they ain't getting. Come on, man, they're not doing any of that. It says the U.S. also wreaked havoc in Latin America throughout the latter half of the 20th century, toppling democratically elected governments, arming murderous militias, and propping up dictators favorably to its agenda. Not only did it never face any sanction for these actions that blatantly broke international law, ridiculed the concept of national sovereignty, and violated the basic human rights of millions as embodied in Operation Kodar. So see, it's not like people don't know the history of the so-called white man. It's some journalists. This stuff is and of course it's recorded by the angels. It's recorded by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He knows all. But there are some very meticulous journalists out here that, man, they be right. They get down, man, when it comes down to the details and in history. They be knowing that shit, man. They're going to a story, man, and be after that story, man, for 6, 7, 8 years and then publish. That's how hard, and that's Esau. Esau go that hard. Esau search out everything. They gonna want to know everything. Then they publish. It says the ongoing siege of Gaza under the umbrella of Operation Iron Swords and the Western world support for it is the latest and perhaps the most obvious example of hypocrisy at the core of its international law. Israel, which has been illegally occupying Palestinian land and subjecting Palestinians to apartheid for decades, is now keeping over 2 million Palestinians, half of them children, under total blockade in Gaza and indiscriminately bombing them. In the face of such blatant violations of international law and a declared intent to commit many more, how did the Western leaders of the international community, the self-assigned defenders of human rights across the world, respond? They announced their unwavering support for Israel. See? And that's exactly what they done. Now, I'm sure you could probably go into the comments and there's a whole bunch of people that disagree. It's only 31 comments anyway, right off, because, a lot of people, they have this unwavering support for Israel. They'll shoot all past a story like this. You see? It says, why is this? The strategic location of the region, rich in oil and gas reserves, has always served as a magnet, attracting the attention of those who seek to secure their energy interests and historically influence Western policies in the region. Prior to 1948, it was oil interests in the Iraq Petroleum Company spanning from Kirkuk, Iraq, and Haifa, Palestine. Today, it is the developing Mediterranean national gas interests of Chevron and British Petroleum. These may not be the sole reasons, but important variables for consideration in making sense of current geopolitical positions. The parallel between historical events and contemporary actions are striking. The Palestinian question has long served as a wrench in these imperial ambitions, and now they see an opportunity to dictate their own final solution. So now the mask is off. The Western powers can no longer claim that international law is supreme and applies equally to everyone. As they shamelessly greenlight an unlawful and inhumane assault on Gaza, they cannot stop the conscientious citizens of the globe from questioning the integrity of the international legal system and challenging the notion that it is an impartial arbiter of justice. They can no longer hide the fact that international law is a tool created to serve imperial interests, a tool that allows them to act with impunity. And that's true, man. And there's a lot of people, man, all over the world. Hey, this shit is, hey, people are up in arms right now. Matter of fact, they just had that, damn, what was it, a stabbing or a shooting of 2 citizens, I think, over in, where was that, Sweden, Brussels, I think it was. And it had something to do with the so-called white man that stabbed a little 6-year-old boy here and stabbed his mom up that was supposedly, man, a Palestinian. So this thing is jumping all across the world, man. And people are starting to wake up, and people are starting to see who the real enemy is, man. And they're starting to realize that it's Esau, Edom. Matter of fact, let's go and get a scripture on that. That man of perdition, man, that son of perdition, that man of sin is being revealed. 2 Thessalonians 2:3, it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth. That's the point that I wanted to get right there. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that man of sin is Esau. Esau, Edom, them Idumeans, man, the so-called white race comes from Esau. It's them. They've been doing this shit for a long time. But see, the Lord has given them, you know, they was blessed with that gift of the sword by our forefather Isaac. So when they're living by that sword, that's what they're doing. They're living by the very gift that was given to them. But what's happening is the Lord is tearing down that kingdom, this kingdom, man. Anyway, let's see here. What else they got? I don't want to keep it long. It says the Palestinian struggle is not just a struggle against occupation, apartheid, and colonialism. It is a struggle against imperialism. We need and deserve a new, just, and equitable international order. And you're not going to get that until Yahushua comes. And it's not going to be, it's going to be imperialized in towards the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be in rulership. We're going to be on top. What we say is going to go. You're not going to have a decision in nothing, man. We're going to rule with righteousness, man. But you're still, we're going to rule with righteousness. Let me just put it that way. For real. It says it says we need and deserve a new, just, and equitable international order, one that truly upholds the principles of fairness, equality, and respect for the rights of all nations, regardless of their size or geopolitical significance. Only by acknowledging the true nature of international law and its utter uselessness is delivering any sort of justice to people trying to resist imperial dominance. Can we hope to dismantle the current global order and stand building a world where justice prevails over power? Hell no, not as long as they in power. You crazy. It says, and humanity triumph over politics. It is a daunting task, but one that is essential if we are to create a future where the rights and dignity of every individual, regardless of their nationality, are respected and protected. A future where international law applies to everyone, is not weaponized by powerful states against their rivals. Man, you can forget about that. Every so-called white person on the planet will have to be taken out of power for that to happen. You know, this is their kingdom, man. You can't get around it. This is their kingdom. The Lord set them up to do what they're doing right now. It just is what it is. You can't get around it. There's nothing you can do about it. To go against it, actually, you're going against the Lord. Just let them go ahead and play their little game, man, you know, because it's about to play out soon. Anyway, let me just grab this one last scripture. Yahweh Ratazah. Salaki ain't want that. Job 9:24, because this is overall what's going on right here. This is why we bring the scripture out all the time. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? See? The earth is given into their hands. What does this say about them? That they're the wicked, because they're the ones that's running the earth. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans don't have the power to send no Navy ships to no goddamn where. We don't have the power to you know, send no jets nowhere, no Black Hawk helicopters, no weapons to anyone, or no financial aid, no military any packages or any. We just tributaries. We're slaves. So you know it's not us. We're not in control. You know. Then you have the so-called Chinese. They just kind of just sitting back, just kind of just protecting their own interests, which they got a couple of things popping where, because they understand that the so-called white man is in control. So they're kind of holding their end. You know what I'm saying, with some chess playing, so to speak. But they're not in control. Then when it comes straight down to Russia, them the same people. Hell, they're Edomites too. So that's the reason why they have, some power in this thing. But it's all by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's, what he wanted done. Everything is planned out just like how the Lord planned it out, man. But this man is in control of the earth. You see what I'm saying? Who do you think is running the international law? It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? Who is the main judges that he covered? First off, if this God and gave you a white picture of a white God, then the secondary main judge is Yahushua, which the world called Jesus. He gave you this blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. Them the main judges, first off. And then, hey, of course, they running around here with them stupid-looking ass fucking wigs on. With their black robes on. Ain't no more than a referee on a basketball court. That's basically, like, I mean, this shit is crazy, man. But, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, it's all on them. But they're in control of who can go where, who can do this, or who can do that, who can be in control of the oil, who can be in control of the diamonds, who can be in control of, titanium and, all these different resources, man, minerals and emeralds and rubies and, motherfucker's in control of all the metals. He's in control of the gunpowder. He's in control of, your damn life. This man has a number on you, man. We all have social security numbers because of this man. This man is looking at you like, okay, you got a little name that your people around you calls you, but really in reality, your identity is that goddamn number that he assigned you at birth. This is how this man gets down. He been buying bodies, enslaving people. And then when you get to talking about it or mentioning it, it's like, oh, well, no, we can't talk about that. This motherfucker really don't want that stuff to be taught in school, because why? He wants the people to still, who's in control? How can he, why isn't it being taught in school? Because he's in control. He's the one that's saying, nope, you're gonna learn this. He's in control of who's writing the textbooks. Oh, that's just fine right there. We need something made up where, there would be, the kids would be a lot more patriotic. There would be a lot more American. Yeah, we need to get away from the slavery part of things, we approve of that one. And then take your taxpayers' money to pay the people that's giving you the bullshit. So Esau, Edom, you are being put on blast, man. Your ass gotta go. You are the problem with the planet. Hey, this right here is the perfect story, man. Because it tells the full truth of this international court shit they've been talking about forever. This shit don't been... Russia went into Ukraine. All of a sudden, fucking they done gave these motherfuckers like $100 billion. In the meanwhile, when things first started off over there in Ukraine, what was the so-called white people telling the Negroes over there? The Negroes over there was in fear of their life, man. I had no idea that they was that racist. They were blatantly racist on national TV, and then they started cutting and clipping all that shit. Right? So Russia's just trying to protect their own area, trying to protect their own interests. They don't want NATO in their backyard with fucking nukes and shit. That's what the whole war over there was pretty much overall about, Because it's slippery ass NATO, see, they want to take over more territory. And this Russian guy wasn't having it. Okay, so that war is fine. Oh, they're bombing children and they're doing this and they're doing that. Then all of a sudden, what I tell you. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna keep, I'm gonna keep it classy, man. It's only certain things that you can talk about and say. But this is a classic story. They told the full truth, you ask me. Let's see what these comments are. A couple of these comments is about. Here we go. It says the author ignores that the Israeli government is responding to an act of war by the duly elected government of Palestinians. If international law meant anything to the Palestinians, they would not have attacked Israel. See, but who's in control of the narrative, though? Who's in control of where this person got this news from? As if they don't know that for the past 75 years that these people have been in an open air prison. They're forgetting about all that. You know who's in control because they was able to cut off their fucking gas, their water, and their food. Use restraint. The list for revenge is more apparent and appealing, it seems. See, that's a good statement. This person says exactly, Israel is never the provocateur. I think they're trying to be sarcastic on that one. Anyway, man. And these dumbass people, man, they fall for this shit. But hey, that's how good that propaganda is, man. And people, especially these Americans, they're not very smart. They're just not, man. The schooling here is horrible. These people here, man, they if it weren't for social media, they wouldn't know what to do. Straight up. Social media runs their life. If they didn't have a phone, that's how you know a lot of them gonna get chipped too. They're not gonna have no problems getting chipped when this phone is no longer obsolete because they can't live without the fucking phone. They wouldn't know how to get, go somewhere without a GPS. They wouldn't know how to correctly spell a damn word if it weren't for spell check. Seriously, none of them could send a fucking piece of mail if they didn't have Gmail or Yahoo or some shit. They couldn't actually fill out an envelope, put a stamp on it, and send it somewhere. They wouldn't know what to do. Straight up. I mean, straight up. So, this place is through, man, and it's about time. It really is a beautiful thing to see. But this is a beautiful story, man. Hey, I enjoy reading that. But, hey, I pray that the lesson was edifying with that. Kwam Yashalom.